Thank you for browsing page 121. Today we're going to jump into the Monster Manual 2 from 1983, and we're going to look at a really good brawl kind of monster, but also good role-playing, the Spriggan. The friggin' Spriggan, as my players have dubbed them. What are these guys? Well, they are very rare. 3 to 12 up here. Armor class is 3 or 5. Move is 9-inch or 15. I'll explain the parentheses in a minute. Hit dice are 4 or 8 plus 4. 2 attacks per round. Damage is by weapon type or 2 to 8, 2 to 8. They have spells and thief abilities. Special defenses, see below. Magic resistance standard, intelligence average to exceptional. Alignment chaotic, and I don't think they're supposed to be parentheses. I think they're supposed to lean toward evil, so chaotic evil. They are either small or large. These ugly, dour cousins of the gnomes are found near isolated communities or in uninhabited areas. They dwell in burrows or ruins. They are able to become giant-sized, gaining the appropriate statistics as given in the parentheses above, to terrorize, rob, and otherwise work vile deeds. So, when they're giant-sized, they're armor class 5, 2 places worse, but they go up to 8 plus 4 hit dice, gaining 4 plus 4 hit dice, and the 2 attacks become 2 to 8 damage each. And then the parentheses here for the chaotic evil, I think what they mean is that it's chaotic with evil tendencies, but it comes out that in giant size they'd be evil. We actually had that argument at our table years ago, and we decided that they meant chaotic, leaning toward evil. They hate only gnomes more than humankind, and they associate only with their own ilk. In addition to their usual attack forms, a Spriggan can use the following spell-like powers at will, 1 at a time, 1 per round. Affect normal fires, assume giant size, scare at -2 saving throws due to their ugliness, and shatter. In giant size form, a Spriggan can no longer cast other magic, but small size can be regained at will. All Spriggans in small form have the abilities of an 8th level gnome thief of 18 dexterity. That's really powerful. They can pickpocket 75%, open locks 78%, find and remove traps 70%, move silently 77%, hide in shadows 64%, hear noise 35%, climb walls 81%, and read languages 40%. Backstabbing is for triple dagger damage, can only be performed in small form. In small form, Spriggans are basically thieves, while in large forms they are giant bandits. It's quite possible for a group of these creatures to be of mixed sizes if it aids their nefarious ends. So, it doesn't seem like much, it just seems like, another kind of combat encounter for your players, and then you kind of dive into this and go, well, wait a minute, they can be 4 hit dice with the powers of an 8th level thief, gnome thief, with an 18 dexterity, or they can be giant size and doing extra damage and stuff like that. So you can have them either way or both. They can assume giant size from small size in 1 round and reverse it in 1 round. They also have some spells here, affect normal fires, scare at -2 saving throws, and shatter that are usable 1 at a time, 1 per round, but otherwise no limit. And I've never put a limit on it, because honestly I've never used Spriggans enough to bother limiting that. But it's kind of neat that they have these other powers they can use pretty much whenever they want. Interesting that they say backstabbing is triple dagger damage. Dagger, because they're gnomes, they're smaller. I would allow a hand axe also. A backstab is not specifically a stab in the back. It is a surprise attack that can come from in front depending on circumstances. And I allow any kind of weapon that can be wielded by the character to be used to do the backstab. Interestingly also, even though they're 18th level or 8th level gnome thieves and 18 dexterity, I still have them attack on the monster table, which is better than the thieves table. So they kind of get the best of all worlds at my table. I really like these guys. I've used them as minor minions for the big bad evil guy to kind of throw in your path in a dungeon or outside, and I've used them as my main encounters for a number of games. They're a good brawl, and they can be great role-playing. I did a game years ago where I had the Spriggan chieftain appeal to player characters. Despite his chaotic and evil nature, he needed help that he couldn't get from inside his tribe, so he struck a deal with the players, and the players were able to go forward and do the task he needed. It ended up being a lot of role-playing where neither side really trusted each other, but it was a lot of fun. So that's a good use for these guys. Also, instead of just having them dwell in ruins, burrows or ruins, I have them live in the upper Underdark. Because they are gnomes, they would live underground. And I just say, okay, these guys go to the upper Underdark. It was kind of a way to get away from the gnomes fighting for the same territory, but still be able to have a place in the world. So there you have it. That's just a look at a really good role player or combat monster, whichever way you want it. Be careful with these guys. I wouldn't use them much before 6th level. And even up to 10th, 12th level, in any kind of numbers, these guys can be a surprisingly good challenge. But that's all I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Please leave any comments below, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm always interested in ideas for future videos. I don't promise anything, but I will read them. Also take a look at the Patreon, see if you can help me out there. But that's all I've got today about friggin' Spriggans. Let me know what you think about these guys. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on page 121.